one thing to understand here is that's kind of completely normal. Okay, don't take that as a negative, as in a step back, because now we've gone from at home to the range. Okay, so here's how we're going to practice this stuff on the range. We're going to focus on 3 different ways of practice: pause swings, slow motion swings, and 50% swings. Okay, let me talk about all of these. So you can also use the training aid when you do this as well. Okay, just as a feel. But a pause swing will be basically us pausing in the takeaway, pausing in the second part of the golf swing, and then coming down and hitting a ball. And what you would do is just chuck that ball on a little tee as well, just to make strike a little bit easier, okay? The reason we go through pause swings is to train the brain just to slow down, have a think about the movement, almost don't allow the body to do what it kind of wants to do, which is slide, okay? So it'll look a little bit like this. If we set up over the golf ball, okay, we're in our decent setup position that we've worked on, okay, I'm going to feel myself take the club away, okay, with some width and with some rotation of the right side. So I'm going just to stop it parallel to the ground, stop at the parallel point. Okay, now what I'm doing here is I'm pausing and stopping and just thinking to myself, did I slide that lower body that way, or did I rotate it around the corner? Okay, and again, you can have training aids. You could have an alignment stick through your belt buckles to identify whether you've rotated that lower body or not. So you can do this with or without training aids. Okay, so again, I'm going to pause, and I can say to myself, yep, I haven't had that lower body slide that way. So that's a good thing. Okay, next thing is I'm going to, and I will use the tour striker ball here. Can I continue that lower body rotation all the way to the top while keeping my trail arm in external rotation? Okay, or at least not having it move internal. Okay, so pause. Now my next thought is continue rotating, get that right elbow into external rotation. And there's my top of backswing pause. And then because that ball's on a tee, I might just come down and hit the ball. Okay, you don't have to, but that would be a way you'd hit the ball. So a down the line view of that, focusing on the takeaway first. So am I rotating the lower? Yes. Continue and externally rotate that trail arm. Yes. And then come down and hit. Okay. Now you can go through using a training aid, and you can go through not using a training aid. So maybe hit 5 balls with a training aid, 5 balls without. Okay, so you start getting used to the movement at very slow speed, okay, number one, and while pausing and making sure we're doing that correctly, okay? Second thing is we're gonna go through some slow motion swings. Now, again, you can use the training aid again. 5 swings, 5 swings, okay? So 5 swings with it, 5 swings without it. Now, slow motion swings are slowing everything down so much that the brain has time to compute what exact movements we're trying to make, okay? If we go too fast too soon, the brain wants to go back to how it's normally used to swinging a golf club, okay? So here's how we would do slow motion. I want the full range of movement. You can come down and hit a ball, okay? But basically the backswing is what we're concentrating on. So again, we're focusing on the right hip turning, okay, lower body turning, and the right arm being a little bit more externally rotated. So slow motion swings, completely all the way through the golf shot, okay, but very, very slowly. A lot of golfers struggle with this one. They've probably never done it before, okay? So if you can't do it slow, you can't do it fast, all right? So very slowly, lower body rotation, trail arm extension, okay? And then you can hit. Do that again. So I've got a ball there. I would slow. So me slowing down is just giving my brain enough time to go, that's what I've got to do, okay? Okay, and you can hit a ball like that. Ball might only go 50 yards, okay? That's our slow motion stuff, right? You might do 5 balls with a training aid, 5 balls without. Then we start to increase the speed. So this is where I say 50% or 75%, something around there, right? Just not full swing, like a 3/4 swing. Now, if you were to put this on camera, it would look quite a lot different to both your pause and your slow-mo. And the reason being, mate, is we're now starting to apply more speed. The body will want to go back to what it's normally used to doing. And we're starting to introduce some forces and torques on the club. Club will move a bit differently, body will move a bit differently, okay? But we're still thinking in our brain during this part of our practice, still thinking of the movements. Is the ball important? Depends, okay? If you're looking for certain feedbacks with the ball, so if you're a slicer and you want to fix your slice, well, then if obviously you're looking to draw the golf ball with these movements. You don't have to use the ball as feedback. We can use camera, we can use feels, etc. Okay. Again, put that ball on a small tee to make this easier. Now again, 50% speed, and my brain is still thinking of what I'm trying to do with both my lower body and my arm. Okay, 50% speed. Okay. Now again, you can kind of see how hard my brain's working, right? A lot of people would argue, yeah, but you're thinking too much. Well, what if you just devote 20 minutes of your practice when you're working on your technique to think as much as you can? Then in the next 20 minutes, start to free yourself up. Okay, it doesn't always have to be like this. Absolutely not on the course either. This is the driving range stuff where we're trying to learn these new movements. Okay, we're taking a piece out of our practice time and really devoting it to the technique training. Okay, 15, 20 minutes max on this because you'll be fried afterwards. Okay, so again, 50% speed, focusing on trail hit, okay, rotating and not sliding, and our right arm staying a bit more external. Okay. Okay, so once you've done 5 swings with the training aid, 5 swings without, you can now start to ramp that speed up, okay? But if you go straight from out of the car, straight to 100% speed, you're going to struggle, okay? So go through those systems when you're practicing. Split your golf balls, 10 balls, 10 balls, 10 balls, or you can go 5-5, 5-5, 5-5, training aid versus no training aid, and that will give you a much better way of practicing these technical elements that you've done so well at home and now are starting to incorporate on the driving range with a ball. All right.